Welcome to Mr. U's Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Captain Marvel, which is the latest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This film is about Carol Danvers / Captain Marvel, and it introduces her to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And in this film we learn about her background story and how she got her powers. First, let's talk about the acting. Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, I think she did a good job. Sometimes, and especially towards the end of the film, her acting kind of gets a little bit bland and sometimes she overacts, but for the most part, I think she did a good job and made the character really cool. She's a really talented actress. She's even won an Oscar before, so I'm excited to see what else she's going to do with this character in the future. Also, Samuel L. Jackson reprises his role as Nick Fury, but he looks younger, and that's because the film takes place in the 1990s, and they used really good CGI to make him look, younger and how he looked like in the 90s. And his acting was great as always. I love the character Nick Fury. He always pops up in a couple of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films, so he does a great job like always. Now, speaking of the CGI, let's talk about the visual effects. And I thought they were really cool in this film. Just when they were using visual effects to create, like, I don't know what it's called, but like this world, especially in the beginning, it looked really nice and visually stunning. And as I've said before, when they got a couple actors and they made them look really younger, and it looked really realistic. Like there wasn't really any there wasn't anything that looked bad, because sometimes when you use CGI on people's faces it can look kind of warpy. But Samuel Jackson and Clark Gregg, who reprises his role as Agent Coulson, they looked really good. Let's talk about the villains of this film. So the main villains are these kind of creatures called Skrulls, and they can kind of shapeshift into anyone that they see, and they can kind of be in hiding as a result. And I thought they were really cool. I was like, wow, that's a really cool superpower. Just one problem with them was I didn't like the design. It's like the same design as in the comics, but I don't think it worked well in a live action film. It looked kind of cheesy a little bit and goofy. So that's one thing I wish maybe they could have changed a little bit. Now, let's talk about the story of the film. What kept me, interested in the film was the character of Captain Marvel, since she's probably going to be seen more in the MCU. She's probably going to be in more films. But other than that, the story kind of revolving around her was pretty average, and it didn't really add a new kind of flavor to this universe. And also there were these villains that you didn't know were going to be villains. I'm not talking about the Skrulls. These are like new villains, and I wish they were fleshed out a little bit more, so we could really be like, oh, we gotta defeat this villain. So I thought maybe the writers could have worked on that a little bit more. But either way, I was intrigued because of Captain Marvel. Also, there's a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. Mid-credits, you just wait a little bit into the credits and a scene will show up. And I would really wait for the mid-credit scene. And especially if you're interested in what's gonna happen next in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I would really wait for at least the mid-credit scene. The post-credit scene is just something funny. So if you have time, you could wait to see that. But the mid-credit scene is very important. Overall, I thought Captain Marvel was an enjoyable entry to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it was pretty average. Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson did a good job with their characters, and the CGI was very well done. But what brought the film down for me was a story that was pretty bland, and it didn't do anything cool or new. Um, the main villains, I don't think their design worked in a live action setting, and these side villains, which you learn later are more bigger villains, I wish they were more fleshed out. And that's why I give Captain Marvel a B-. I recommend Captain Marvel if you're a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or just want to see, you know, an origin story for a cool superhero. And as always, don't forget your popcorn. Until next time, from Mr. U to you, stay tuned.